Hey everyone, I'm Alease Michelle, your online marketing and branding coach. And today I'm going to talk about the 5 things that nobody tells you about starting a business. Are you ready?
Hi there, this is Alease Michelle, your online marketing and branding coach, and you are listening to the Lady Boss Talk Show. In this show, we're going to be talking about how to turn your passion, your side hustle, or your part-time gig into a full-time business with tips, strategies, and interviews to help you take your business to the next level. So let's do this.
So, number one, I'm going to use notes as you guys can see. Number one is the 4-hour work week doesn't exist. Not in the beginning anyway. All right, so I don't know if any of you have heard about the 4-hour work week. It's a book written by Tim Ferriss. I have it somewhere around here, but as you can see, I have so many books. I can't find it right now. But in the 4-hour work week by Tim Ferriss, he talks about how he was literally able to condense all of his work down to 4 hours a week with assistance of outsourcing everything. Okay, so he shares about the outsourcing process. He shares about how he made his money and all this kind of stuff, where that book literally changed my life. And the reason why it changed my life, because I did not even know that the online business world even existed. So at least this book let me know that there were opportunities out there that were past a brick and mortar kind of setup, okay, or consulting work. There was just so many other things that you can do, and I was such in a creative field. I love creation, and so the 4-hour work week spoke to me. But once I started my business, my first business in particular, I realized that the 4-hour work week didn't really exist for me. And let me just say, and the reason why is because I was working a 9 to 5 as well as starting a business on the side. So I will work my 8 hours, right? And then come home and work another 4 or 5 hours. And then on my weekends off, I worked all weekend. Okay. So that was definitely past the 4-hour week, right? But as you know, as time went and I got better at what I was doing and I was putting in systems and I got a little assistant, to help me with certain part, then my hours started to reduce. They reduced a lot till I was able to start a second business. Okay. But if I'm going to be honest and straight up with you, I still don't work 4 hours a week. I work maybe 5 hours a day, but that's even different because I live and breathe my work. Okay. I wake up thinking about work. I go to bed thinking about work. I hang out with friends and we talk about what I do. So it's part of who I am. But literally working in my business, I am down to about 5 hours a day. And I think that's great. I think that works. Maybe if I get in another assistant to help me out with some other things, I can drop down to 4 hours a day. And I think that's good. I don't think my goal has never been a 4-hour week kind of thing. I don't see how you can get much done, but I just want you to know, if you ran across that book or heard of someone saying that, oh, you ain't got to work that much, or you can just do a couple of minutes a day, you'll be great. Well, they're not really telling you the whole story. It takes work in the beginning to even get to that, right? So just note that the 4-hour work week just doesn't exist in the beginning. Okay, so I got that out the way. So let's move on to number 2. Number 2 is, guess what? You can work with whomever you want to work with. Yes, when you're working for yourself, you can say no to the people that you don't want to work with. Okay, and I know when I first started I started my business. This was really a hard thing for me, especially say no to people, because I am not a person who likes to cause confrontation or be in a struggle or back and forth. I am a really laid back kind of girl, and I know what I bring to the table. I know the benefits of what I offer. I know the results that I can help you get. But I'm just not a person who's going to push you and push you to do something that just doesn't fit who you are. Okay. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But I want you to know that if you really listen to you, your insides, your in your feelings. And if you're not feeling somebody, or you're not feeling the organization or the subject matter, you can say no to that. Okay. And the reason why you do want to say no to that is because if you work on something that doesn't bring you joy, or you don't believe in, you're going to dread working it. Okay, you're going to dread doing anything, talking to the person. Just think about it. When you're working a job that you literally hate going to, it is like pulling teeth to get you to go and be happy at that job, because it's just not for you, right? So when you're working with clients that you're just not feeling, then you're not going to give your best work. And if you're not going to give your best work, then the client is not going to be happy. And then they might write a bad review. And then you're not going to be happy because they gave a bad review. See, the difference is when you're working for somebody else, you have to deal with that person. Okay, because that client is bringing in money and the boss said you got to do this. But when you have your own business, you the boss. You the boss. You get to do and say and work with whomever you want to. Okay. So note that if you are even hard up for money, okay, and I know when you first start in business, you need to pay rent. And I get that. Okay. I've been there. But I also realized that when I was working or doing work or coaching somebody that I just didn't like, I wasn't giving my 100%. And it was like torture to get on the phone to talk to the person because I just didn't like them. Right. So don't get into that situation that I did. Just say no to the person. Listen to your gut. And just say, you know what? I don't think you and I are going to be a good fit, or this project is a good fit for me. I do have someone who would probably love to work on this project with you. So give them recommendations. If you don't have any recommendations, then say, you know what? I'm just sorry we can't work together. Okay. It's going to be okay. Right? And if you don't like confrontation, and that bothered me for a while because I had to say that. But you know what? I felt so much better afterwards because I knew that I did not like that I didn't like the person. Oh, well, let me just say that I really didn't know them that well to not like them. But my gut feeling was saying that this might not be the right fit for you. Okay. So note that you can work with whomever you want to work with. Okay. All right. So that's number 2. Let's get to number 3. Number 3 is what worked for them might not work for you. All right. So when I first started my business, I had several coaches. I needed several coaches because I had no freaking idea of what I was doing. And so some of the things that my coaches would recommend for me just didn't fit me. I didn't like some of the strategies. I wasn't comfortable with some of the strategies. To be honest, I was a little scared to implement some of them. So I knew if I was scared and was a little timid about something, or didn't feel like it was authentically me, that I wasn't going to do my best. I wasn't going to get the right results. So what I had to do was take what they taught me and tweak it to make it my own. Okay? Which is fine. That's the best thing about strategies and techniques and tips and all this kind of stuff. You massage them to make them your own. So when I'm working with my clients, I give them the strategies that have worked for me. I give them strategies that have worked for my other clients. And we decide to work together, decide on which strategy is going to work best for them. Okay. I do not put on what worked for me, because my personality and your personality is totally different. Your journey and my journey are totally different. Your results are going to be totally different than my results. So everything is all dependent around you. So note that when you're working with a coach or you come across a strategy and you're just like, that didn't work for me, then note that it wasn't really fit for you, that you need to tweak it to make it your own. Okay. And get someone who can help you and understand that sometimes every method, strategy will not be the same for everybody. Okay. And it's okay. It really is okay. It really is. All right. So that's number 3. I got 2 more to share with you. And these 2 things that I wish people would have told me when I first started my business really would have made a tremendous difference in my life, and probably would have skyrocketed my business even faster. Okay. So number 4 is, it is totally okay to change directions. Okay? You remember at the beginning of the video, I said that this is my second business. So my first business was I was an artist, a fine artist that I produced custom work. And then I went into print work. What I quickly realized that love for art was necessarily not my passion to make a business out of. Okay, it was more like a hobby for me that I liked doing, and if I sold a couple pieces, great. If I did greeting cards and I sold greeting cards, great. But when it came to doing commission work, I hated it, literally hated it. And so you remember, I didn't realize earlier that I could say no to projects. Okay, if I would have said no to projects earlier, then I would have realized I probably would still be doing the artwork. Okay, but not the case. So I changed directions, but I changed directions to help other creative entrepreneurs like myself start and market and brand their business online. It has become one of my biggest passions. I still do artwork. I still like doing artwork. Matter of fact, you're seeing some of my artwork in the video, but it's not what I do now. It's not one of my income generating business. Okay, it's more a passion kind of thing. And so if you are changing direction, if you like doing something before and have started a business, but now you're doing something totally different, it's okay. That's the process. At least you tried. You figured it out that it's not what you want to do, and you move on to the next thing. That's what an entrepreneur does. Okay, that's what a true business owner does. They try things, they figure out they either can't make money with it or they hate it, and they move on. Right? It's okay. I know I keep saying that, but it really is okay to change your mind, go into a different direction. Okay. So the last one is, woohoo. Now, last one is, it can be a little hard because we have social media. And on social media, we see everyone's best side. Okay, you meeting everyone's representation. Isn't that what Chris Rock says? I think that's how he says. So I want to say to you, the last thing that people do not tell you when it comes to starting a business is that success does not happen overnight. Okay, I know when you look at someone's Instagram account who has like 10,000 followers or 42,000 followers, you're like, whoa, but it took work to get there. I mean, literally, it should be established in date, established in 2010, to let you know that it's taken this person 6 years. If you're watching this in 2016, the last part 2016, it would have taken that person 6 years to get to 42,000 followers. Okay, but we don't have that. So all the time you get to see the good side of what someone has done. But I want you to know, as an entrepreneur starting your business for the first time, success does not happen overnight. It is a process. Okay, and as you are building your business, building your brand, celebrate the small wins. Okay, so when you're celebrating the small wins, the big wins would just seem like, it would be natural. Really, it would be a natural thing because you've been celebrating the small things. So if you got one sale, celebrate that, girl. Okay, celebrate. If you got 2 sales, celebrate even more. If you got 2 or 3 more clients, oh, celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Okay, I don't think we celebrate enough, so that when things are not moving fast enough for us, we just feel like we are a failure because we didn't even look at the small things, the small steps that are getting us toward our big goal. Okay, so that's the last one. Success does not happen overnight. Just take little baby steps, celebrate the small ones, and you're going to see success no matter what. Right? So let me recap over those 5 things. Okay, let me get my piece of paper back in my notes. Number 1 was the 4-hour work week just doesn't exist right at the beginning. You have to put work in. If you have a full-time job, you need to come home after work and give like 2 or 3 hours towards your business, or work the whole entire weekend. And that is only for people who are seriously serious about starting a business and leaving a 9 to 5, generating income so that they can live the life that they want to. That's just what you have to do. Number 2 was, I'm all out of order, you can work with whomever whoever you want to work with. If you don't like the person, if you don't like the project, you ain't got to take it. You don't. You really don't. You can say no, and no is okay. You can say no in the email. You can say no on the phone. You can say no to that project if you're not feeling it in your gut. It's not for me. I don't want to work with that client. Ooh, gives me the willies. It's okay. Okay. All right. Number 3 was what worked for them might not work for you. Everyone might not get the same results. I mean, you probably experienced this on a diet. She took this, you drunk this, and she lost 15 pounds. I'm doing the same thing and I ain't lost a pound. That tends to happen to me. Okay. So what worked for them necessarily will not always work for you. It is okay. Find your path, find out what authentically is you, and then work that. Okay. Number 4 was it's totally okay to change directions. If you're not liking what you're doing, if it's not fitting, you don't like the clientele base, you don't like the work, you don't like the hours into it, you can change. It's okay, right? It's still a business. You tried it out first and you want to try something else out. Yes. And then number 5 is success doesn't happen overnight. It just doesn't. It takes work. But celebrate the small wins as you go. You're going to be super successful. You're going to be okay. And everything is going to work out. Just know that you're not going to wake up one night or one morning and everything is going to be like the bomb. It's not. Okay. Little steps, right? I can tell you right now, I am definitely not where I was 3 years ago. And I'm definitely not where I was yesterday. Okay, so keep celebrating those steps. And guys, I hope that these 5 things that nobody tells you about starting your business has helped you move forward. I am Alease Michelle, your online marketing and branding coach, and thank you so much for joining me on this video. All right, so I'll see you guys next week. Peace out. Talk to you later.